I'm crashing into you, 2, 1, call me crazy.
You want somebody to greet you the proper way, right? And always stand, right? You gotta always stand. Always stand when you're talking to somebody older, right? Look them in the eye. That's a great handshake, though. Making sure.
As an entrepreneur, you have to know when to drive and when to stop and ask for directions. You must check your rearview mirror from time to time to see how much progress you've made. You have to talk to those movers and shakers, those dream chasers. You have to know the north side, east side, west side, and south side of Atlanta. You have to follow your dreams at all costs. You have to know the heartbeat of your community.
Toastmasters is for people who want to continue to progress in their lives. It's a public speaking organization, but it's so much more than that. There's interpersonal communication, there's also spontaneity, there's also community. There's so many things that are part of Toastmasters that are side benefits other than public speaking. I opened up a retail store 5 years ago, and I wanted to join Toastmasters because I wanted to work on specific sales and interpersonal communication skills. But what I didn't anticipate is that just this past couple weeks ago, I was pitching to investors. And Toastmasters really came into play then because I learned to prepare a speech or prepare a pitch to these investors, and when they were asking me questions afterwards, that was like table topics. So it really came into play in a way that I didn't really anticipate, but it's been really beneficial. There's always something new to learn at Toastmasters. You learn about different people and the different stories that they come in, and you learn about the different aspects of what makes people important. And it's so interesting because it's not always the same thing. Every meeting you learn something new, and it's entertaining, it's fun, it's a learning opportunity. And I think that's what keeps me coming back to Toastmasters.
Toastmasters, again, shameless plug for Toastmasters. It is an international organization, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
You do not just have Toastmasters in the United States where we are at right now. You can go to Beijing, you can go to Hawaii, you can go to all the way in Ecuador, Brazil. Anywhere you go in the world, Africa, the motherland, there will be a Toastmasters organization in those particular countries. And so it is much bigger than what people think it is. It's not just an organization that works on public speaking. You learn how to communicate, and not just communicate, but communicate effectively. This can work in any way to your favor in relationships, whether you're married, whether you're single, whether you're neither. This has to be a ground that you are working on if you want to have people be able to listen to you and want to effectively hear you. And so communication skills are things that you may take for granted, but through Toastmasters, you learn so much about some of your things that you need to work on as weaknesses and also some of your strengths. But public speaking is all about majority of confidence in yourself, because you have to sell yourself as a brand, and Toastmasters is allowed to have you train and also work towards what brand do you want to be as a human being.
Darren Tay, outsmart, outlast. Darren, outsmart, outlast, Darren Tay. All the best.
Hey loser, how do you like your new school uniform? I think it looks great on you. Those were the words of my high school bully, Greg Umberfield. Now, if you're all wondering whether the underwear that Greg used was clean, I had the same question. Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, and anyone, including those watching worldwide, if you are looking at Calvin Klein here, stop staring. My eyes are up here. And this was what Greg told me. He said the best way to deal with inner bullies is not to run or hide. You cannot run away from the bully here. The best way to deal with it is to stand firm, face it, and acknowledge its presence. When you do so, you are no longer identifying with it. You are stepping out and observing it. It's like instead of being out there in the storm, you're now in the house watching the storm. Your inner bully will weaken and fade. I was thinking, wow, that's profound. How come you didn't tell me when I was 14? My friends, I'm standing on stage now before 2,000 of you and many more watching worldwide. But I'm not afraid anymore. I'm in control because I'm acknowledging it. I'm stepping out of it, observing it, and watching it weaken and fade. My friends, let us all not run away from our inner bullies anymore. Let us all face our inner bullies, acknowledge its presence, and fight. Let us all be vulnerable together as a family, supporting one another. Because we can all outsmart and... Mr. Toastmaster.
Cannot be too good, at communication. I'm a member of an organization called Toastmasters, and Toastmasters is an organization where we hone one's leadership and communication skills. And it is so surprising to me when I mention the word Toastmasters and I ask so many people, have they heard of the organization? And they say no. Or they've heard of the organization as a communication organization, and thus they said, well, I don't want to be a part of that organization because I already know how to communicate. Okay? Just like you go to the library or you buy this book to read, you're reading because you want to be knowledgeable, you're reading because you want to, hone your personal skills. The same holds true for communication. You must continue to work to hone your communication skills. People just simply overestimate really the importance and the beauty of communication skills. And I really attribute Toastmasters for really affording me that opportunity for personal growth and development. It has really helped me immensely. I've gone like this. Communication can impact your career path. And that's what you really need to really truly understand. How effective are you in communicating in the corporate world?
Throughout this journey into entrepreneurship, it has been a long road of searching all throughout the city of Atlanta, talking to all different types of people, making great connections, and building up my network. I know that my network and my brand is getting bigger, getting larger, and getting stronger. The light always shines bright in dark places. Even when you go through a dark tunnel, you know there's light on the other side. Entrepreneurship awaits. Let's go.